Oh! De Bruyne just hit the post, Bray! I think De Bruyne just hit the post. Oh, no, I don't even think De Bruyne touched it, you know.
Good morning and welcome back to We Are the South Stand, where today is the day for the Mancunian way goes south. Just see a comment, where is it? What's up, Daps? Why are you so inconsistent? And I see you put as well about why wasn't I here yesterday. Listen, this week I've been in Manchester from Monday to Wednesday for the training. And then yesterday I was down in London for a Sport Bible Manchester City thing. So unfortunately, do you know what, bro? Sometimes life is lifing. Trust me, bro. I wish I was at home every single day and able to do it. That is my aim. And through the season, that definitely will be my aim. But yeah, sometimes life gets involved. Now, Martin will be joining us shortly. And I will play this again when he gets here. But just want everyone's take on this. Now, at the Joey Stadium, where the open training was, there's 4 corners, obviously, like any football stadium, and there's a food outlet each stadium. The minute you got there, the queue at the main entrance in, the queue there they were doing balti pies and mash, right? The queue there was insane. So we went on a hunt, and basically, first place we went, no balti pies, only cheese and onion, minging, right? Second one, no balti pies. Third corner, no balti pies. Eventually, we got to the last corner where they had balti pies, but they'd run out of mash. So then we had to go back round the other ones to find mash. Eventually, we got balti pie and mash. But then Martin went and did this. Balti pie.
Have you ever heard of anyone having a balti pie with fucking ketchup? Q&A.
Balti pie with ketchup.
That sort of thing makes me start to question everything Martin represents.
This is, bro, listen.
You know, like...
we were having this conversation at Sport Bible yesterday. Steve doesn't actually have red sauce in the house. That for me is a bit too far.
That's brilliant.
But he won't have red sauce. So
jeez.
Yeah, yeah, but ketchup on a balti pie. How do you feel about gravy? Because I had a bit of gravy on mine, not much, but I even think that is a little bit weird. But I needed something to give it a bit more.
Worst case, gravy is like a 50-50. I think it's you'll take it if it was the last one left, if it was the last condiment left. But ketchup, like most people back here aren't, I wouldn't say are necessarily fans of ketchup on a good old standard mince beef meat pie.
Yeah,
you know, and it's similar to us here in Australia. Like, we like a good meat pie. We don't mind the little balti. We don't mind a steak and curry sort of thing or something along those lines. You know, you carry it in your hand, you walk around with it. You never see. I don't usually when you go past the condiment stand, you don't see ketchup getting a good slap of the.
Do you know what? Actually, while I was away in Portugal, lad that I became friends with over there, is Swansea City fan, right? And he worked for McDonald's, and he's given me a few interesting stats. So, firstly, what do you think the most requested thing at McDonald's is? The most ordered? It's very obvious.
Just any item of food. Obvious. Just any item of food.
Yeah, very obvious when you think about it.
I'm gonna say nuggets.
Chips.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
With every meal, you get chips. So
of course, yeah.
Right, but the most requested sauce. Again, I think this one's...
I want to say ketchup, but yeah.
Right.
Do you know? I think it's an institution over here. Like if you get nuggets, I don't know what it's like in the UK because I don't really ask anybody. But like when you order nuggets from Macca's, usually everybody's go-to is sweet and sour sauce.
Right. So over here, I think ketchup's an obvious one, right? But I always thought the second most requested would be barbecue sauce, right? It isn't.
I'd say barbecues is a distant second.
No.
Actually, do you know what's real? No. Do you know what actually is really, really popular now? People with their nuggets over here with chicken sauce.
Right. So we'll come back. Yeah. We'll come back to that one. We'll come back to that one. But it is curry sauce is the second most requested. Right?
Yeah, I could understand that. Yeah.
I thought it'd be barbecue. Barbecue was third. My favourite is sweet and sour. That's last. But now, then this was the next thing. So I used to work in McDonald's, right? And
that was my first job.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, hardest job I've had as well, right? I worked at one that they wanted to be the best McDonald's. And I remember, like, it'd be a Saturday night. My mates would be out in, you know, going out to a club with fake ID because I was like 16 then. On a Saturday night, I'd been there having to clean the fryers with the full helmet and everything. And back then, you just had big rubber gloves on and had to clean inside the fryer. But, right, so back then, the McChicken sandwich sauce, right? And it's in the gun, but you put some in the little plastic tray because it's so nice. Now,
on the old canisters, you'd poke more holes so you could distribute it more faster.
Yeah.
Which used to poke holes in it. Yeah.
That McChicken sandwich sauce, it was different to a mayonnaise. Now, unfortunately, they've stopped doing that. And do you know why?
Why?
Because the sauce that goes in the McPlant, can't have certain ingredients in it that's in the
so animal-based products in it. Yeah.
So sorry if you're vegan, but fucking vegans always ruin it for all of us, don't they?
Yeah.
Anyway, smash the likes. We're not going to talk about food for any longer. We're going to talk about Manchester City. Sorry, listen, Peachy, great football.
Basically, everybody, you're getting an idea of like what hospitality is like at Daps's place. You would go, there is a vegetarian option. You can fuck off.
Yeah, but listen, if you only ever want to hear football chat, this is not the channel for you. This really is not the channel for you. Especially, listen, it's early in the morning. I'm actually in my lounge today.
Yeah, the ketchup on your Balti pie of football content.
yeah. I mean, listen, we are going to talk football, I promise you. But I've been kicked out of the main studio. So I'm in my lounge now. I want to point how sick this is. You notice that? It's the commentary. The commentary for the Champions League final. Absolutely, my brother got me it for Christmas. Unbelievable. Anyway, right then, let's talk about football news. Where do we start? Firstly, I think there's some shameless clickbaiting going on. And I don't know which one we want to start with first. Is it the Donnarumma one, or is it the Baleba one? Firstly, I guess, do you believe either of them?
Well, yeah, take your pick because I think they're going to get the.
Oh, didn't like that one. Well, now you get to see this a little bit better. Beautiful bit of artwork, that, isn't it? Don't know where Patrick went. I reckon his battery just died, or he might have just got an upload. But anyway, for me, I think both of them are fake. Firstly, the Baleba one. Look, Brighton have come out and said, I think they want ours back. I thought that might have been an upgrade for you for a minute.
Sorry, mate. It's the browser's a pain in the ass with this camera. Yeah.
Firstly, on the Baleba one, I just can't see there being a world, right? So Brighton have come out, I believe, and said they want about 100 million, right? Now,
I thought they want 100 million just for the sit down.
Yeah, 100 million, right? That's what Man United have been quoted. Now, if it was a 50 or a 60 million, I could see it. I could see City going, do you know what? Yeah, we'll have him as a squad player, right? Especially with the fact that Rodri's had the setback, I could see us bringing in Baleba if it was round that price. We're not going to go and break the bank 100 million, which would make him City's second highest. In fact, potentially we might have to go over 100 million. So potentially make him City's highest ever player to potentially be back up to Rodri. There's no way I can see it happening. I also don't think that Man United are going to get him, by the way.
No, I think financially it's too much of a hill for them to climb at the moment, unless they get way more players going out the door in return, player sales and that. But yeah, look, I wasn't on our show, last night, Mancunian way, but everybody did make some pretty valid points about, well, if you're going to get Baleba in, then Rodri or Reinders or Nico G have to go.
Yeah.
And it makes no sense for either of them in any way, shape, or form to go out the door.
Yeah, agreed.
Yes, Baleba's one for the future, but just the way in which things are working with the dynamics of the squad and, the pecking order in terms of who's where and how long they're here for, I wouldn't say it makes sense because there's a quality player there in Baleba, but it makes no sense for him coming in right now.
Yeah, I could listen if this season. Here we go. Super chat on it from Amar. I would pay 100 million for Baleba, better than 150 we spent on the Nico G, Phillips, and Nunes. Sign mediocre players. You pay 3 to 4 times as much in then. I hear what you're saying, but at the moment, all of that, I do hear what you're saying 100%. But the fact is, we didn't spend 150 million all in one go on Nico G, Phillips, and Nunes, right? We didn't, yeah?
It cost 3 years.
Yeah. All of those were brought, all 3 of those were brought as potential, I guess you could say, backup for Rodri, right? So, although I hear what you're saying, in practice, that isn't how it works, yeah? We paid 150 million badly. Well, I'm not going to say on Nico Gonzalez badly, but we paid that badly over multiple times. So you are right in what you're saying. But if you're saying now go out and buy 100 million, we're not going to spend 100 million on a backup player. It's just like I was going to say. If Rodri has a bad season this season, as in when I say bad, I'm meaning he's looking like he's not back to the old Rodri. Then maybe next summer I could see it. But at this point, I just really, really can't see it. Really can't. I'm just actually about to send something, and those of you that follow me on Instagram or follow me or We Are the South Stand on Instagram, you would have seen this the other day, but I'm just going to find a clip.
The other thing I don't understand is too with this whole Nico G about leaving and things like that. It's just you never hear anything about players leaving after such a short span of time in a club, and I think that's just in terms of PR. I think that's embarrassing if you were allowed a player to go you signed just 6 months prior.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It just makes no sense to me.
I can't see a world where that happens for me.
No, it's just it's proverbial egg on your face basically for making that signing. It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Yeah, 100%.
Again, I think it's just that whole new shiny toy sort of syndrome that certain parts of the fan base have. And Martin put a really good point out there on the show earlier too, where he said I think we there's certain fans out there that want these players just so they can stop them going to their rivals, basically.
Yeah, I mean, look. All right, okay. Do I want Baleba? Yeah, I would. I'd take him in a heartbeat. And it's not my money. If it really did come out that City were going to spend 100+ million on a bench player, then I'm here for it. Listen, if City want to fill the bench with Rodrigo, Baleba, whoever else, I'm here for it, right? But I'm just saying, realistically, we ain't going to go and get him. And again, I've been told, so for me, Rodri, Reinders, Foden, Rodri, Reinders, Cherky. Baleba, I can't see how he'd get into our best 11. So, I just ultimately it's the money. It's the money. We're not going to spend 105 million. Come on.
It's a case of the right player, but at the wrong time.
Yeah, and that's where I do think if Rodri doesn't get back fully fit this season, I do think we would go. I think us and Baleba next summer could be a thing.
It's a shout.
But then also at the same time, you'd probably say Water might be something one we'd look at as well.
Well, we know how Palace work. It probably cost about the same anyway.
Yeah. Do you know what? Something actually, while we talk on Palace really, really quick, just while I convert something so I can upload it. Have you seen the Colwell injury for Chelsea?
No, I heard about it. I heard about it yesterday. But
looks like he's going to be out for the whole season. Now,
yeah,
that's really linking Chelsea to
Mark Gay.
Mark Gay. And this is something I've been saying for the last 2 or 3 weeks is Liverpool are missing something here. They've got 3 centre-backs and 2 of them are injury-prone, right?
And the other one's
They
34.
need to get at least 1 more, for me, 2 more centre-backs. Now, I've kept being told by Liverpool fans, we're getting Gay, we're getting Gay, we're getting Gay. And I said, for me, I don't know. Crystal Palace are not an easy team to do business with. Now, Chelsea, I think, will come in and will get Mark Gay done before Liverpool. And that's now where Liverpool really, really need to concentrate on that centre-back position. Question for you. So, Bradley, in fact, you tell me. Bradley, what's your midfield 3, please? And by the way, Bradley, I hear what you're saying if Rodri is injured, but if Rodri isn't injured, if Rodri is fit, what's your midfield 3? Let me know in the comments, please, because I hear it if Rodri's injured, I hear it. But if Rodri's fit, where are you starting Baleba? Look, if it says over Bernardo, no. That's not what I asked. You're not answering. I've said, what is your midfield 3? Tell me your midfield 3, not who he starts over. Tell me your best midfield. Because what you did there was very clever, but it doesn't answer my question. See, that's what I think. For me, it's this. I guess what he's saying, he's played Cherky further forward and he thinks Baleba is better than Foden, right? So your midfield 3 is Rodri. Right, okay, cool. So you're Baleba, Rodri, Foden. Bro, you're starting Baleba over Reinders. You're mad. Oh, you're not rating Reinders at all, bro.
That's effectively a double pivot 6, isn't it?
Yeah, it would be a double. Bro,
effectively, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a double pivot 6.
Yeah, it's like I love the security in that, but
I mean, listen, against some teams, I hear it. But this is a thing.
Not 100 million. Not 100 million just for different keys for different locks.
100 million to do a double pivot 6 is mad.
You want 100 million for a player you know is going to play 60 matches a season.
Yeah. Here he is. Hello, Martin. Hello, mate. You've been eating you having any ketchup on your cereal this morning?
You've been having gravy on everything.
Mate, listen, we've had this debate. Gravy's okay. Ketchup is not.
No, it's not. No, it's not. You can't stick gravy on curry sauce. What you doing?
Well, you had ketchup on curry. What are you talking about?
I had a little bit of ketchup. You were doing. You can't put bloody gravy
on
on
that video, man. You were eating a bloody murder scene.
I had gravy on my mash, yeah, and there was a little.
No, you didn't. Don't lie now. Come on.
Yes, I did. And there was a little bit of gravy to moisten the pie. You put ketchup, bro. Martin, it's here for all to see how much ketchup you had on it. It wasn't even a little bit.
Have you ever heard of anyone having a Balti pie with fucking ketchup?
Look how much ketchup was on that bastard.
Yeah, listen, I was too busy standing your training mechanisms.
Bro, I'm in it now.
Oh, God. Have you slept in it? I bet you've slept in it, walked in it, done everything in it.
I went down to Lab Bible in the full tracksuit though yesterday.
Dirty me. He's
Listen,
not had it off since Tuesday. He's not had it off.
I'm going to get shin pads soon, I reckon. I'm going to get shin pads. But, how are you, Martin? Baleba. Do you believe it?
No.
What about Donnarumma?
Are you mad?
No. I think it's a slow news week for some people.
Well, I don't know. With us, we're getting a few rumours coming out. So
it's the end of the week. They're trying to get some. Yeah, they're trying to get some column inches in just to be. Before they get applied over the weekend.
A lot of the local journals, and when I had a chat with Graham Bailey the other day, City are done.
I still think City might not be done.
Barring unforeseen circumstances or situations where players may end up effectively, quote unquote, in our lap, that's the only reason why. For me personally, I think. I'm not saying it's not over till it's over. I mean, we've said that before, and then we've got a Kanji. We've said that before, and then we've ended up with Ruben Diaz. But again, we were in the same situation as that. We were like a couple of weeks out. We had no idea. That was because unforeseen circumstances occurred. We could be back here in 24 hours and find out that we have Baleba and everything we just said is a crock of shit.
The Donnarumma one for me, I don't. And City Extra, do you know what? City Extra have actually just reported it, right? Because usually what I do is in the morning, I go on Manchester City News now, where it has basically links you to every single article about City, right? Yeah. But then I go and check which one City Extra. Usually, City Extra only go with the ones that have legs, right? And the Donnarumma one, they've said that City Extra have actually reported that City are going to put a bid in for Donnarumma in the next couple of days. I just can't see a world where that would happen. I'm sorry.
I said to you off camera, Dabs, I said for that to work, that would mean Ederson and Ortega are going out the door. And then you're basically putting yourself in a position where you could possibly be going into the season with Donnarumma and James Trafford in a sort of Claudio Bravo to stay in a Barcelona sort of period, where you're going to have two players that have the game time over the last couple of years and will want the game time, but then you can't keep both of them happy. It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. And for it to happen, you have to talk about some really, really strange scenarios.
The biggest thing with it as well, you'd have to look at is Donnarumma is leaving PSG, right? The likelihood is because they're not paying him enough dough, yeah? I can't see a world where Manchester City are going to straight away, and I believe he's on 200k a week already or something there, right? And they didn't want to pay him any more. So for us to sign Donnarumma, we would be having to offer him, we'd probably be having to make him like our third or fourth highest paid player.
Not only that, what are you doing with Trafford?
Yeah, exactly. It just
doesn't. Trafford back off out again?
It makes no sense to me at all. Absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. I just don't. Slow news day. The maddest thing is there is actually outgoings. So, but just quickly, I want to play this while we were speaking on Rodri. This was from training the other day. And I've put it on my Instagram, right? So if anyone wants to watch it again, but on Instagram, I could only paste a certain amount. But this was very early on in training. Now, the man in the bib is Nico Gonzalez. Watch this and watch Pep with Nico.
Very proud. I didn't have to think twice to make my choice to come here.
Hold on, who's Pep chatting?
What will you most make of for this season?
Winning trophies, that's the most important thing in your career, and I hope we will get that this season.
What you're saying there was quite interesting.
Welcome to Manchester. How are you finding playing Manchester so far?
Thank you for coming. I want to win the game this year. I want to take the show with my teammate and give the pressure for the fans.
Of course, you and your players joined us before the Club World Cup, so we've already got to see a little bit
You know what he's
of
talking
you.
about when he receives the ball facing his own goal.
Before you
Which is what
come
Rodri's
into
got to do.
Yeah, it's good because we have more time for work with the staff, with the team.
Yeah, Rodri's still
That is what
And Andy, listen, your English is perfect, but we expect you to have a Manc accent very soon. Thank you. Well, then you're going to do it. Thank you so much for that for ending. Okay, so we've got another second experience.
Oh, this is
James
massive.
Trafford. How does it feel to be back here, especially in this stadium? You know, so
What do you make of that?
He's saying never have your back turned to the guy with the Balti pie with the ketchup on it. Otherwise, if you do, run the other way.
Do you know what? I found
It's
it.
nice to see you on a YouTube stream, by the way, Pat.
Good, thanks. How are you?
Right,
Yeah.
go on, Pat.
Yeah, okay.
Last
Yeah,
one, Martin.
you copping for it. There we go.
Dirty mate.
Who's that, Martin?
Dirty mate. I don't. There's people going on my Facebook. Bit weird, really.
Shout out to Ozzy for the Mancunian way for that tremendous upload.
But you know what? Back to that clip. Don't you think? For me, it was very much showing him about basically when you receive the ball in your own half, facing your own goal, wasn't he?
It's some. Well, Pat will tell you how talks. It was one thing I noticed, and it went on for a while. That Pep was really, really with him, and it's the exact same problem Rodri had in the first year at Rock too, because our number 6 role is not the same role as anybody else.
Yeah,
and it just tells me is Nico J just needs time.
Well, I'll be completely 100 with you, and I don't know if Denz is in the comments, but I went to the training with my mate Dan. Right. Firstly, both of us picked up on that. Secondly, I'll be honest with you, don't know if you picked up on this, but in the training, Nico Gonzalez was losing the ball a few times. Right, and in the training, it's quite interesting because we always say Pep gets to see things in training that we don't. Right. And that day, we got to see some things. Now, Martin, did you see how sharp Gundogan looked?
Gundogan, John Stones,
Yeah.
and who was the other one I said? Gundogan and John Stones were two of the best trainers there. And Gundogan's fit as a fiddle, thin as a rake now. John Stones looked fit, was in the right back position, which was very telling, by the way, I will say.
I'm glad you pulled that up as well. Bro, when they were doing the forward drills and they were taking it in turns, start from the left-hand side and start from the right-hand side, yeah? John Stones was very much involved in, and remember, while they were doing that, all of the centre-backs were back practicing passing with Kolo Touré, except for John Stones, who was seen playing on the right-hand side. I'm glad you noticed that as well.
And not only that, I will say Gundo's lost a lot of weight. He looks lean, he looks fit. Gundo looks like, apparently Gundo's back to where he was at treble winning season levels.
The only thing is, look, I'm here for it. Gundogan looked good. But I'll be honest with you, Gundogan looked good at the start of the Euros last year. By the end of it, he looked tired, right? And
yeah, of course.
Yeah. It's great that Gundogan looks after having 3 weeks off. Gundogan looks fit, but it's different when it gets to maybe 3-4 weeks in. But it is interesting to see the things. What else I don't know if you noticed this because I saw someone report, Martin, that Ederson looked levels above James Trafford. Right now, from what me and Dan saw.
That was the opposite.
Yeah. Well, Ederson looked at times like he actually couldn't even be bothered in training. Whereas Trafford looked fucking well up for it.
I thought Oscar Bob and Mamouche were very sharp, very quick.
Yeah, Mamouche was. Yeah.
Saying that, you see, it's very hard because Grealish looked very up for it, and the rumours are he's not even flying out to Italy at the week today.
Yeah. Grealish did look up. Do you know what? A few things with Grealish. Grealish looked sharp. he looked up for it. And the one thing that's, I don't know if it surprised me or not, right, but it's a reminder, Grealish commercial value hasn't dropped, right, as far as when it came to the end, the shirt signing, everyone was running for Grealish and Haaland. So, interested. And
that's true what Andrew put, by the way. I said that in show yesterday and the day before. Grealish was like buddy Tom Cruise there on the other day.
Yeah, he was. Bro, actually, another thing I noticed, when they were doing the build-up from the left and right-hand side, did you notice Doku?
I'll be honest, yes, I did, but I wasn't. Doku wasn't
catching my eye more than others. So you didn't really notice. You didn't really notice what Doku was doing a bit more.
No.
Passing the Grealish pass back.
Right. Well, that's good. That's really good. Like I said, I think Doku just needs time. The thing is, for me, it's like the Gundo stuff. At the end of the day, when he's fit, and by the way, he did look fit, Rodri's our number one CDM.
Yeah, of course he is.
So it doesn't matter whether it's Gundo, Nico G, or Bob down the road. When Rodri's back, Rodri's in. And they're all on the bench. So
sorry, Martin. Did you just say when Rodri's back, they're all on the bench?
Yeah, Nico G, Gundo, the lot. They'll all be sat wherever they're going to be.
Is this like a hot take? That's not a hot take, Martin.
No, that's what I'm saying. So people are losing their minds like Rodri's out for the season again.
No. I mean, what I've seen,
and he's not.
What I've seen was I saw a report the other day that City still think he can be ready to start first game.
I think he needs to be, because I had a look at the first 5 fixtures. None of YouTube noticed this.
Yeah. Pardon?
Dropped out there,
with
mate.
Tottenham. Yeah, I had a phone call, my bad.
Hello?
Sorry, let me know.
Yeah, are you staying or are you going?
I've had a phone call and it's not all up.
Yeah, it's definitely effed it up. What's this? Daps was telling everyone Rodri was injured. Bro, he's fine. He just had cramps. Listen, what I was saying was that if he was not on the pitch training with the other players, then there was something up. I didn't say he was injured once, right? I said he was not training with other people, so there was something up. Now, I'll stand by that. If someone was not on the training pitch for a week while other players were, there's definitely a reason for that. If that was because he needed to work on his fitness, it's still relevant, bro. Like, that first week, he didn't feature in training. So, you're back.
Sorry, got a phone call. I had a phone call, and it knocked me out. Correct me if I'm wrong. We've got Tottenham, Arsenal, United in the first 5.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping Rodri is fit, because I kind of think we need our best 11 against those 3.
Yeah. Agreed. I do think that we need Rodri badly. But I think, again, that's not a hot take. I think we all know that. Actually, let me ask everyone in the comments, right? I'll give you, so yesterday I was down in London for a what's it called? A lab Bible with a few other City fans. And what it was is it'll be released soon, but 2 boxes, and they'll make it, the producer makes a statement, then you either go to box 1 or box 2. And one statement was, sell Rodri or sell Haaland and Diaz. Which one do you do? You have to do one. So it's Rodri or Haaland. And the key bit is that if you keep Rodri, you get at least 2 more seasons at Ballon d'Or level. Which one do you do? So 2 more seasons of Rodri at very least at Ballon d'Or level, or Haaland and Diaz. Which one would you want?
I'll let Pan answer first.
I don't know. A fully fit Rodri is so pivotal to this squad. I think.
No, it's
if
not.
If you sold Haaland, you could still get a lot of goals from somewhere else. And Diaz, you can find a replacement for him. See, I could change my mind, buddy, 3 times in the next couple of hours about this, but at the moment, I'd say keep Rodri.
Me and one other person would keep Rodri. The other 3 were keep Haaland and Diaz. But I was keep. I'll tell you what, it's good. Some of the things we got asked. I'll just give you one more, that we got asked, and this was an absolute bastard for me. Right? It was have no child, or have a child and they're a red.
Oh no! I've got no children, so I'm fine. I just carry on.
You've got no children, bro.
I turn my phone off on Father's Day just to be sure, but yeah.
Bro, I've got a daughter,
just
bro.
kidding, everyone. Just kidding.
Look, it's one of those. And I initially, what I said is, I go, oh, it's fine because I've got a daughter and she don't watch football, right? So I headed to that one. But then, midway through, I thought about it and thought, do you know what? Actually, if I have a child and the child comes out a red, then I'm going to the mum and saying that's not my kid. And not because I'm disowning my child, just because there's no way that I would have a child that's not a blue. It's not allowed. I will be honest, there was a couple of people that said they'd disown their children. But anyway, watch for that when it comes out. It's good. Right, Martin. I'm seeing news today. Good morning, Nitin. Welcome. Martin, I am seeing this morning some reports that Galatasaray have not given up on Ederson and Gundogan and still want to get it done.
Ederson, they better bid then.
Yeah, and
just €3 million ain't getting it done.
So go on, Ederson, they need to bid, yeah. And
Gundogan, I doubt very much that'll happen. I'll be shell shocked.
Why? Because apparently, what I've read this morning was that Manchester City would not stand in the way of letting Gundogan go to Galatasaray.
No, I'm not saying they would, but I think Pep would.
You think what? You think Pep would stand in his way?
I think Pep would try and want to keep him, yeah. And it depends how much they offer as well. Because I think Galatasaray will offer good wages. I don't think they're going to offer good fees. That's why I don't see either happening. Because I don't think they'll get the fees or they'll be able to pay the fees that City want.
The proof was in them lowballing us for Ederson, that €3 million, whatever. It's something ridiculous.
Yeah. To come in at €3 million for Ederson is just a downright insult.
All right, so let me ask you, what would you want for Gundogan with 1 season left and at the age of 35, I believe he is now? What would you want for him?
Probably 10 to 15 million.
Yeah.
10 to 15 million.
Really?
Yeah. 1 year left. 1 year left. That's all right.
I'm saying 5 mil, me. I can't lie. 35.
No, because I don't think the clubs. You got to remember, the club don't see Gundo as finished.
I don't know that. We don't know that. We don't know that yet. I think 5 mil for Gundo. I don't know. The Ederson thing as well, with someone saying 70 million. The Ederson thing, right? If he was to go, could that? I mean, would there be? There's no way there would be a world that next season we go into next season with Donnarumma and Trafford as our keepers, is there?
It makes no sense.
And what are you doing with Ortega then? Hang on, what are you doing with Ortega? Is Ortega staying now?
No, but that's the one thing we have seen, that of the three, Ortega would be the one that they'd rather get rid of. Yeah? Although, actually, do you know what? Ortega in training looked quite good as well, to be fair.
He was the keeper that went down the tunnel for the game, though.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I don't know if you noticed. Did you notice Kovacic went down the tunnel after about 15 minutes?
Gvardiol, you mean?
Vardiol, sorry.
Gvardiol, yeah.
Vardiol.
He went down very early.
But he didn't look like he was carrying a knock. It's a bit weird.
I'll be honest with you, Daps. I got the impression they'd already been and done their training over at the CFG on the other side.
Of course.
And that was just relax and come down.
I agree with you. But the fact that, if they were allowed to do that after 15 minutes, just disappear if they wanted, then a lot more players would have done that. Vardiol did go down there. The only thing I was thinking is he might have maybe had an interview for City Live or something like that.
Yeah, they will about other commitments, things like that. The other one, there was a few missing. I know Natalie had mentioned there was only Bettinelli and Kovacic missing. But there's Calvin Phillips.
Vitor Hayes.
He was on his way to Spain. I don't remember saying Nico O'Reilly out there.
No, he wasn't. You're right. O'Reilly wasn't out there as well.
That's what I'm saying. So people could have been in the gym. They might have been in the treatment room having a massage, whatever.
Yeah.
Right. So
that's why I believe
everybody's going to be at different levels in terms of how much fit they are. It doesn't necessarily mean that because they're not on the pitch, it means that they're completely out of order, like they're not functioning. It just means that everybody's in some sort of level of getting back to some sort of match fitness.
Well, can I just confirm to anyone that anyone that's watching this is a fan of the next person I'm going to mention, fully match fit Natalie Pike. Fully match fit, sensational. Anyway, onto the other one, Martin. Did you clock Foden? I don't know if you stayed there till the end.
No, I went just after Pep's thing.
No. So before Pep spoke, did you not notice Foden?
Foden came off and took his boots off. Yeah.
Now that, or again, are you saying now Foden just wanted to chill?
The trouble is you can always look into anything that you want and think, because I did. As soon as I saw Gvardiol go off, I went, has he got a tweet?
Yeah.
And you do, because the thing is, keep saying it, the human brain automatically goes to negative information straight away.
Yeah.
You always go to the negatives, don't you? And you always go, is there something wrong? Has he pulled something? Always. So, no, but as I say, it was fine because I thought Rodri was a lot fitter than I anticipated him to be.
So, yeah, I think the hard thing is, right, so when we were doing the attacking drills from the left and right hand side, Rodri wasn't getting too involved, right? And that was a bit of a worry to me because I was thinking, right, is Rodri are they warming him in slowly? But then when we actually started doing the pitch split in half and the three teams, and you had two magic men. And the magic men were Gundogan and Rodri, where basically anyone can pass to him. And then at that point, Rodri was getting very involved. So, I must admit, Rodri, I'm probably with you that Rodri actually did look sharper than I thought he was going to. After a week of not seeing him in training and me being very concerned that he was not match fit remotely, he actually did surprise me a little bit.
Well, that's the important thing with Rodri. I mean, we remember the reason why he's been so good for so many years isn't about the fact that he tackles hard or he can brush off challenges. It's because his positioning is second to none. Yeah. And if he's reading games, even if it's small intra-squad games like that on half a pitch or a quarter of a pitch, and he's reading the plays well and he's positioning himself well to receive the ball and pass and things like that, then that's just the first step towards him getting back to not just match fitness, but being able to be back to something close to Ballon d'Or level Rodri that we've known for so many years.
Do you know the one thing I noticed with Rodri as well is it's again, this is probably stating the obvious, but the difference with how quickly he tries to move the ball compared to other players.
Yeah.
It's like the other one that I think is going to be massive. I really do think we missed massively last season. Was I think where Reinders is going to sit. Then where Reinders is going to sit, he's really going to help out that left-hand side.
Yeah.
I think Reinders and Aït-Nouri down that left are going to be a big, big problem. Right.
Do you know what I'm looking forward to with Reinders? Sorry, just quickly, Dax. The other thing I'm looking forward to Reinders is we've now got basically a bank of midfielders now who love to have a pop from around the 18-yard box.
Yeah.
You've got Rodri who loves to do it. Reinders did it. I think 60% of his goals were basically around the 18-yard box in Serie A. And Kovacic loves a bit of a pop from around the 18 yards as well. So if we do have one or two of those games where we're going to be dealing with two banks of five, then it would be good to have a few midfielders up there who certainly have an eye for goal and not have to worry about how many defenders are crowding Haaland as well. So it just offers another dynamic to the goal scoring that we may have been lacking last season. So again, another one of those million things that we can be really, really excited for this season.
Yeah. Right, Grealish. Martin, you heard anything before we talk on Grealish? You got anything? Yes, Rants for the raid. Shout out to everyone raiding over from Rants in the room behind me who was on with Cass.
I'm just guessing at this, but I don't think he'll be going away like that.
Nah, so obviously Everton have made the official. What I think's happened is right. I think that people, please make sure you're getting those likes up. We need to get those likes over 200 ASAP. So please make sure if the like is not lit, please smash it and of course subscribe. Right, I think what's happened is I think last Sunday with the Maddison injury, and of course the fact that Son's left them as well. I think Tottenham have made the inquiry, and that's made Everton have to up their ante as well. But I'm reading, I don't know if you saw last week, De Bruyne has come out and said that Grealish has asked him about Napoli, right? And I was reading that apparently there's multiple clubs that are still interested in Grealish that haven't played their hand yet because they were just waiting and biding their time. Where do you guys think Grealish is going to end up? Do you think it's Everton?
I think it's the salary, it's the albatross of the contract that makes it so difficult, because it does become a factor for a lot of clubs. Some clubs it can be, well, we'll take the wages, but we're going to offer you extraordinarily low transfer wages to counter that. Or it's a case, I don't think the transfer fee is that much of a problem for a lot of clubs. It's, do they want to fork out the 300k or the equivalent euro?
I think that's something we've seen this week, isn't it? That apparently City want the wages covered.
Yeah.
If they're going to loan him out, then it has to be. Then
he's never going anywhere then, because no team's going to pay 300k.
No.
Bro,
I can't. Do you not think?
No team's going to pay 300k. Tottenham would have to smash. Tottenham and Everton and everyone else would have to smash their wage structure to get 300k.
Harry Kane was at Spurs for like 7 years before he even got above 200k.
Yeah, and he wasn't even on 300k.
Nope. Exactly.
Yeah, you're right.
Napoli's highest earner is only on about 160k a week.
Yeah, from Son wasn't on it. You're right, with the amount of what Son does for their fan base. But
people forget that City are one of the highest payers wages wise in the whole of Europe.
I don't think anyone forgets that, Martin. Martin, we're not allowed to forget that. There's no way people.
No, but that's what I mean. So for City to go, we'll loan him, but you got to pay. I don't think City can do that. I think they're being unrealistic to do that. And I think they're being
I think they're probably saying that so that someone comes in and maybe pays 2/3 of it, right? But the whole thing is, I mean, look, I'll say it. From being there at the open training, the Grealish commercial value is still there. I was shocked, right? I was honestly shocked. He was mobbed like Haaland. You all the way through the training, people were shouting Grealish's name. It did surprise me a bit. But I just think at the moment, City are playing the long game with Grealish. I think, and they're probably right to, because especially with Tottenham right now. Think about it, how well he would suit Tottenham at the moment. No Maddison, if they wanted to play him centrally, and then also no Son on the left. It's just if we can do business with Levy, I think that's the main thing.
Well, according to Graham Baylor, Tottenham wants Savino, not Grealish.
Wants who?
They want Savino.
Wants play pro. Yeah, I see that. There's no way Pep's letting Savio go, though, is he? Let's be real.
No, I thought the season.
There's no way he's letting Savio go.
I'll be honest with you, I think it'll be Everton in the last few days because I think it suits Grealish's family. I think it suits. That's what I just think it'll be. But as per me, I think Grealish is done either way. I don't think it matters. Grealish is not going to happen.
Tell us some more, Sean.
Yeah, I do apologise for having a voice that I have.
I've never even noticed it till he said it, you know.
Yeah.
You do actually sound like fucking Sean Dyche.
Yeah.
Hey, I wish I had his buddy money. Wish I had his money. I've got his footballing brains.
You can understand why the Mancunian Way yearly karaoke show has never got off the ground.
Do you know what? So Andrew's saying here, there's something in that Savio story, by the way. He definitely went to London. I know that for a fact. Can't see it. I mean, yeah. Look, the one thing we do know with Tottenham, with Son going, is that he would suit Tottenham because it's one of the things that I want to see is Savio play on the left, right? And with Son going, he would be offered that left-hand side. In training, again, Savio was being used down the right-hand side, which I can't lie, it frustrates me a little bit. I think this is where I'm going to be with Pep this season, right, is there's multiple things that could... Right. If we don't have a good season, yeah, and I see us being hit in transitions again, if I see Haaland and Doku starting together, if I see Savio not getting a chance on the left-hand side, if I see a midfield of Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, and here's the key. This is where I think this season's so massive for Pep and the pressure's on Pep that if any of those things happen and we're not winning games, fucking hell, the noise.
But they are going to happen, that. This is where people got to realise we're not going to play the same 11 week in, week out for 70 games. People need to come to terms. Savino is going to play in one wing, Doku on the other, Gundogan's going to play, Kovacic will play again.
They do change during the game. They do change during the game.
Why do they have to come to terms with that, though? Here's the thing. If we are losing games, they don't have to come to terms with that. If we
they don't have to come to terms with it. But all right, they don't have to come to terms. They don't have to accept it. But Pep's going to do it because we're not going to play the same 11 for 70 games.
No, I'm not. I think that it's more what I'm saying is, right, is if we keep seeing these things and we keep seeing them not working, but they keep being kind of there's only a certain amount of time.
So why have a big squad? Why have a big squad then if we want to keep
Martin, you're not listening to what I'm saying, mate. I'm saying if he keeps doing the same thing and it's not working, right? I'm not. That's my thing. It's nothing to do with. It's more to do with last season. He kept trying the same thing and it not working. And like if we go back to that Al Hilal game, the fact that we saw other people playing in the previous games, and then in that game we went back to Haaland and Doku, right? Which we know doesn't work, right?
Yeah.
It's those things. It's not the using the squad. I totally get and agree we should use the squad. 100%. I'm here for Gundogan and Bernardo and Kovacic all to be used as like throughout the season. It's not me saying.
I suppose it's just training then. Suppose it's just you pray it happens because that's what I'm saying. He's going to have Doku on the wing and he's going to be crossing it into Haaland at some point. So I suppose you're going to have to try and because Doku can only play the wing.
Martin, you've just said something that's changed. I'm good with what you just said there. If we have Doku crossing the ball into Haaland, I'm fine with that.
Oh, no, right. So I thought you said it wasn't working that last season.
No, it wasn't working.
It
it wasn't working because Doku wasn't crossing the ball to Haaland.
So that's up for Doku to improve them.
Yeah, totally. But if it hasn't improved, then ultimately I don't want to see it. And for Pep to keep doing it, saying, "Oh, it'll come good. At what point do we say, "Look, it's not coming good, bro. You need to change it"? We have to see.
Yes, change it to what though?
It's not my job. I'm not the fucking.
No. Hang on. You're right angry here. You. What's up with you, man?
I'm not.
You
Martin,
relax. I'm still Phil.
Martin, we were together on Monday, right? Am I any different in person?
No, he's all right, Dick. You want to see him? No, I'm only joking.
Right.
No. I hear what you're saying, but Doku is. No, I know you're not. I'm joking. Doku is going. He may then play Bob for 5 games. He may play some, but he's not. He is going to then try Doku again. That's what I'm saying. Because he's not going to bench Doku for the rest of his City career.
I mean, that was something that I saw. See, here's the thing. In training, and this is why I mentioned the use of Doku. In training, Doku was taking on players left in the drills, right?
I don't know what I'm saying. I'm perfectly. I've got people saying I'm angry in the chat. I'm not angry at all.
Angry. Come on, people. We're just mucking about. We're way too good friends.
Jesus. What I'm saying, that's all I'm trying to say. You have a squad of, say, 25. Say we go with 25. You take somehow. And I know what people are saying and I would love it to be who's ever in form plays. I would love that to happen. The problem is, I don't think he will. I don't think any manager does that. I've come to terms with, this is just me, Gundogan is going to play some games. Kovacic is going to play some games. Bernardo is going to play some games. And that's what I mean by come to terms with. Reinders is not going to play 70 games. Rodri's not going to play 70 games.
You know what's going to happen.
I know it's coming no matter what happens.
We've said it before on our show. You know what it'll be? Between now and December, January, it'll be constant moving around all the pieces of this starting 11. Pep, usually by about January, maybe even February, will then decide what his best 11 is based on form and who's best for his respective position. And then he'll have an interchangeable sort of 3, maybe 4 players that are versatile, that can work in multiple areas, whether it be midfield or defense or attack, and he'll move within that. That's exactly what we did in the treble season. It's also what we did in the 4-in-a-row season as well. He dabbles with the team for the first half of the season. It's always a tale of 2 halves every season. And then once we find that right formula, the right spark, that right formation, that's what he sticks with. And then for the sake of rotation, if we're deep in competitions, then as I said, that bench, there's 2 or 3 players, maybe 4, then they will come in at different times, not all together, but at different times they'll cover those players when they just require a bit of a rest or a bit of a break.
Yeah, see, I think for me, Gundogan, by the way, Kovacic, I can totally understand. For me, Kovacic should be starting before Gundogan should be starting, right? I mean, very simple. I swear Kovacic is 30-31.
If you're basing that off last season, I agree with you. Yeah.
But for me, also...
If we're basing it off last season, we shouldn't be playing 90% of the first team that played.
Right.
No, but I mean, if you're comparing one player to another, in this case,
if we're playing who should... But also, like, what I was going to say is on Doku is when we saw Doku in training, right, Doku was, like I said, he wasn't taking on players as much. So in training, it was very much that, the first part, Martin. Well, no, sorry, the second part where they were all attacking one goal, and Pep Linders, Pep Guardiola, and the rest of the coaching staff were basically shadowing, right? They were shadow defenders, right? Yeah. And Doku was very much running the drills. Doku was not doing Doku, yeah? I think that it's very, very clear to me that drill in particular was about getting the ball into the box, right? And Doku was getting the ball into the box. When the season starts, if Doku goes back to doing the same thing that he was that he does, which is basically head down, beat a man, and not look for Haaland, I don't want to see that. Like, I don't.
No one wants to.
Yeah,
no
exactly.
No, I agree. I agree.
And that's the point. And that's what I'm meaning with the whole Doku Haaland thing is I don't want to see Pep just keep going with it when it's clearly it doesn't work. And the biggest frustration is if I don't see Savio given the chance on the left, right?
No, I understand that. I get that. But to me, I'll be honest, I've got Mamouche ahead of both of them anywhere on the left.
Mm.
I've got Mamouche ahead of both of them.
I think Mamouche is going to be so crucial to this season.
But I also know Mamouche is going to the AFCON.
Yeah.
So then we're going back. So this is what I'm saying. For all this, I know fans are frustrated. I know what they're saying of, I don't want to see Gundo start first 2 minutes. He's going to do at some point.
But hold on. I don't get what has Gundogan got to do with Marmouche?
No, I'm talking about in general, because people are saying the unks, aren't they? They're saying they don't want to see Kovacic, Gundo, who was the other one?
Bernardo, Stones. Anybody under 30. Anybody under 30.
Yeah, Kanji, they don't want to see them start games. I
don't think it's that. I honestly don't think it's... Right, I think if this season starts, right, and let's say the opening game, we start Nico Gonzalez, Reinders, and Bernardo Silva, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the next game, we see Rodri, Reinders, and Kovacic, right? And then the next game, we see Rodri, Reinders, and Gundogan, right? I don't think our fan base is going to be melting down, right? The meltdown is not about those 3 players being used. The meltdown is about those 3 players becoming our midfield together.
Yeah, I know that. I agree. That's where I don't think that'll happen because you've got so many different combinations. Because for me, I think Gundo with a combination of Rodri and Reinders is okay. I think Gundo with a combination of Kovacic and Bernardo doesn't work. It's about your combinations here. A Kovacic with a Rodri and a Foden would work. It's about using the correct combinations at the time.
For that reason, then, because we've probably got to look at midfield to having a bit of flexibility, change the dynamics in a way. You're talking about 3 in particular there. Of the midfielders that we have, pick two that would fill those 3 spots, and what would be the highest percentage of those players? Because for me, all the most I think the most regularly picked over the course of a season would be Rodri and Reinders. And then after that, it's a case of everybody else fills the remaining spots.
Absolute fact, well, has to be.
I think it's Rodri and Reinders. Those 2 of any 3 would have the highest percentage in terms of minutes played.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think that what everyone's worry is, right, and that's why everyone is so adamant about get rid of as many of the uncles as possible, is because I think what they're thinking is the more uncles we get rid of, the less chance of us getting a midfield of all 3 of the uncles, right? I mean, what you said there, spot on. Rodri Reinders, and we have to be real. It's going to take us a minute to get Rodri back to being able to start every game, but you can do this. Rodri Reinders Cherky works. Rodri Reinders Foden works. Rodri Reinders Nico Gonzalez works. Rodri Reinders Gundogan works. Rodri Reinders Bernardo works. Whoever you put in as that 3rd, you can see a reason.
You can even do Rodri Reinders Calvin Phillips.
It will also depend on the opposition. The opposition will also change that and how they set up.
Yeah.
So, for example, it's like my 11 for Wolves, I think is our best 11. Do I think it's the best 11 for every opponent? No.
Yeah, true. Very true. Yeah.
So that's because not every team is going to open up. A lot of teams will low block. Some will do a very dirty low block.
Yeah.
So it's like your right back. I think some games. So if you play John Stones at right back, for example, then you've got to play an out-and-out winger. Then you have to play a Bob or a Doku or a Savio or someone, because what then happens is Stones is not going to come bomb forward. Stones becomes a direct right back defender. So now you need someone who's going to be attacking. If you play Nunes as a right wing back, he will go forward, so you don't have to play a direct winger. You could play a Cherky or a Foden on the right, if you know what I mean. It can change.
Yeah, agreed. I think this is the thing.
I'm just looking at it from a tactical point of view.
Yeah.
I think with the right-back thing now, it's not about changing the formation, it's changing the dynamic.
Yeah, I think the other thing we have to remember is the massive thing is we've got Pep Linders, and now we've got so let's talk Pep Linders for a second. With Pep Linders coming in, things are going to change. You could see how much Pep Linders is leading those coaching sessions, right? So things are going to be different. For me in the training as well, we seem to be pressing a lot better as well. Even in the opening drills, you can tell there's been a lot of work done on the pressing. That was always going to be a thing with Pep Linders coming in, but things are going to change. And this is where I guess we do right. So I've said this most of the summer. If we start the season off and we're losing first 5 games, we've got 5 difficult games. If we lose a couple of them, my head is not going to be going, right? My head will be going if we lose those games with similar lineups and similar tactics to last season, right? If I see that things are changing, but you know what, it's going to take a minute, because it will, right? We've got new players in, and we've got a new system potentially, right? So things are going to take a while, but I'm cool with that. It's if I see us start the season with same tactics, same players as last season. Look, Sheikh, what you're saying here, Daps, it's not acceptable to lose more than 1 game. That's unrealistic, bro. We've got a new squad, and we've got potentially new tactics. So if that happens, we have to bear with it, right? A prime example is most seasons for City, we lose a couple of games at the start. We're not great, right? So even more so now than ever. For me, it's the way we lose games. If we lose games the same way we lost games last season, then at that point, I'm worried. I'm worried massively.
I'm quite hoping we don't have the same amount of injuries, Daps.
Yeah, of course. It does seem like that's becoming a thing. A couple of hamstrings already gone in pre-season, not for us, but for other clubs. So, what do you lot think about
2 ACLs already?
Yeah, 2 ACLs already, exactly. What do you think of McAtee? Do you think he ends up at Forest? Because I'm
yes.
I'm pretty happy.
The info I got was that's virtually done.
Yeah, he's not travelled, does he?
No, McAtee will be a Forest player.
Yeah, with a buyback, I believe.
I did message and said, what's the fee? And they just said, we don't know yet. But we know he's going to Forest. Because I did text Wolfie, and he was like, oh, how? He was like very excited about it. So just look after him.
Yeah.
Look after him.
I think there will be a buyback in there. And the other one is Vitor Hayes. I think that's pretty much done as well now, isn't it?
Yes, and they've turned down the Roma loan for Echeverry. Basically, City are being, and I quite like this.
He's got a call, isn't he?
Must have got a phone call.
He's got a phone call. Yeah, I liked on the Vitor Hayes that we're putting in we can call him back at any point. I think that shows that we've learned from last season, because, I mean, it shows how little we trust Stones, Ake, and Kanji's fitness. But one last thing, if there's anyone in the comments that could, could tell me on this, right? In training, Echeverry hung back with he hung back with Kolo Touré and the rest of the centre backs, and didn't get involved in the first drill to do with starting basically attacks from the left and right. Does anyone know why that would have been? And I don't know if you even know what I'm talking about, Patrick, but the opening drill.
Honestly, I don't, but I hope it's something towards maybe him becoming a bit more working on his defensive game, because I take a lot. I said this on another show a few days ago, and I said The only thing that concerns me about Thierry, yes, he's young. It's a very raw thing to sort of develop in your game, especially if you want to be an attacking midfielder. But Nobbin said it on one of his shows a few months back about Echeverri is needs to learn to be defensive. He needs to learn how to keep the ball, hold the ball, which is crucial to playing under Pep. And maybe there is a possibility that he's spending some time there just working on a bit more the defensive side of his game, possibly. I don't know, but if he wants to succeed, he needs to work on that in his game.
Do you know what they were mainly just doing? Sideward and forward passing. It was very basic passing drills that the defensive lot were doing.
Getting the rhythm back. Yeah.
Yeah, it was, I don't know, just because then once they got into the next drills, Echeverri looked so explosive. And do you know what? He's got that Argentinian strength because he's quite a little lad, right? Mm. Looks quite
kind of got like a low center of gravity like Sergio.
Yeah. At one point he threw someone to the floor. Shake, you're making a bit too much of this, bro.
No, back now. I'm back now.
All right. Shake, you're making too much of this, bro. All I was saying...
11 out of 15. Wow.
No, but...
11 out of 15. Now, I want to be, by Christmas, I want to be 5 or 6 points from the lead.
But
I'm not worried about how we start. I'm worried about where we're standing before we start getting into full form.
This came off the back of me saying if we lose 1 or 2 games in our first 5 games, he's now going off. I've seen Shake. I've seen your work. And by the way, you said that I didn't. Oh, no, that wasn't me. I got sent screenshots of you, bro. So you were in LB's chat saying that I'd said things that I hadn't said, right? And someone, trust me, I've got people that are watching everything, yeah? I didn't say what you said before. So I know what you're going to do now. You're going to go on LB's stream and you're going to say, Daps is saying he's fine if we lose 2 games out of the opening 5, right? That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is, yeah, if we lose a couple of games, but that I see that we are trying something different, I'm cool with it, right? It's if we're losing games and it's the same way we were losing games last season, right?
Yeah.
Again, bro, saying unrealistic. I'm not saying it's unrealistic. At no point have I said it's unrealistic. Bro, it is realistic that we win all our games. What I'm saying is if we don't win our games, but I see that we are trying something different to last season, I'm not going to lose my head. If we're losing games the same way we were losing games last season, yeah, that's where I'm going to lose my head. So it's nothing.
Yeah, there's a difference in that conversation.
If we
what Daps is saying, there's a way of losing. He doesn't want to lose in the same fashion we lost last season. He's not saying we can't lose. If we play Arsenal and they're just better than us on the day, but we have a go and we get beat 3-2, then it is what it is.
Look, it's very simple. If we lose games and Doku and Haaland are on the pitch and not linking up, I'm going to lose my fucking head, right? If we lose games and we've got a midfield which consists of Gundogan and Bernardo Silva, I may well lose my head. If we lose games and every time it's through transitions, right, and everyone being too high up the pitch and Diaz consistently starting and there being no pace in that back line, I'm going to lose my head.
If we lose games because Mamouche is put out on the right,
spot on. If Mamouche is played on the right, it's these things we saw last season that didn't work. If I continue, right, to see that, I'm going to be... Bro, I'm not going to be screaming Pep out, right? But I'm going to be totally understanding why people might be saying Pep out, yeah? And who knows? Because I'm going to be doing watch-alongs this season. I might end up coming out with it myself, right? It's just...
the problem is, it depends what you do. It depends what you want. Each individual want a different thing. Some want playing style. Some want just straight wins at all costs, doesn't matter. Some want a particular 11. You are never going to please everybody. It's one thing I've learned. We're never going to please everybody. This is why these debates are so good. You're always going to end up. It's about opinions, and we can agree and disagree. But the simple fact is, here's a start.
If we don't win, I want to be entertained.
Here's a start no one's going to like, and no one ever brings this up. And I got pure shit for this, but it's a start that is out there. The most wins we got was with a midfield of the Unks.
I see that. Bro,
and that's the problem we have got in this, because Pep Guardiola and his statistical staff are sat there going, we picked up the most wins when we went with the Unks in midfield.
Well, there is truth, and I think someone said it in the comment earlier when I was talking about the midfield I don't want to see. Someone said, but Daps at the same time that midfield did get
won us the most points.
Well, and it got us Champions League football, so I do hear it. But you know, we're another season on, we're another summer on. We've seen what a summer can do, because you got to remember during the summer when you're playing less football, I know as an old man, right? If I don't move, my movement gets worse. Yeah. So we've seen it with Walker. Walker ended the season fine. The next season, he was completely gone. Gundogan not far off. So I do think there's going to be a change. But yeah, I think we'll leave it there.
See, by the way, Josh, you put veterans bias. It's not. That's just factual statistical evidence that we won the most games with the unks in the midfield. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but that is part of the reason Pep does look at stuff like that, because Pep will also look at statistics.
Yeah,
because he has what they called an analysis team.
Yeah, do you know what?
Look at all the analysis.
I think so. Firstly, shout out to Bree. Just become a member as well. I did notice, so I appreciate that a lot. Do you know what? Bree's actually been here not only on this channel, but even before. I'm never a foul when we were doing the City channel over there. So Bree's a real one, always been about and. Saying, I want to win, be entertained, and develop as a team. I know, not a lot. But the thing is, I always used to say this about Man United, right? That Man United, yeah, back in the day, played good football and won. They were spoiled, right? And I guess that's where we are now, that we've become like, come on, we've seen 100-point City. We've seen treble-winning City. We've seen like how beautiful that Centurion football was. We've been very spoiled over the years, not only getting good football, but also winning things. So I do understand why that's what we want.
I think that's what a lot of people want. They want to win. They want to win big, and be entertained. That's Centurions.
Yeah, that was the key with the Centurion season. Bro, 100-point. We dominated like in hindsight, it's such a difficult debate, Centurions or treble, because the treble was the treble. Ultimately, we got the job done in all three competitions, right? But the way we did it Centurion season was so beautiful. You know, smacking teams up 4-5, 6-0 was a regular occurrence. And with good.
Do you know what I think would be a great combination of two squads that we've had in the Pep era? It would be Centurion attack, and then that 2021 coming out of COVID defense with Diaz and Stones.
Yeah.
Because that was probably defensively, in terms of a defensive solidity, that was probably one of our strongest defensively.
See, I always look at patterns, for example, on behaviour. I know I'm just off top a little bit. Just while it's in my head, I'm one of these people. While it's in my head, I need to say it, otherwise I'll forget about it. So Baleba, for example, if United sign Baleba in the next 3-4 days, some City fans will have a big old meltdown about Baleba not signing for City, when City never actually went for him and bidded for him. Yeah, and that's what I mean by we've got to be careful where we go on this road here, because if we're going to moan about players we've never even bidded for, because with Baleba, yes, we had an interest in January. We were quoted over 100 mil. We said, thanks, but no thanks. Moved to Nico G at 50. And now Nico G's here, and you bought Reinders, and you've got Nico Riley. Baleba is not happening, full stop.
Sorry. Bradley, I'll unblock you. I'll find you in a minute and unblock you. But be good. Don't be jarring me with fucking Pep out. Do you know what it is? You know when I often block people, and this is why Alan's lucky that he hasn't been blocked on WhatsApp, to be fair, is when we're losing and I'll get hit but with negative stuff from City fans. It's like, listen, I'm getting enough of that from rival fans. I don't need City fans like fucking giving me negative stuff.
Spot on. I said this yesterday. We don't need rivals to knock our own players in our club, because we've got enough of our own fans doing it for them at the moment. We're doing the rivals' job at the minute.
Martin, the thing is, I'll be honest with you. On live streams, I'm here for it. People coming on live streams with their opinions, yeah. I'm here for it. But and by the way, I'm going to be doing watch-alongs. I'm going to start with one tomorrow, probably. I just need to confirm if I have to go and earn money doing something else. But if I am, I'm here for it on that as well. But the problem is You know when you lose a game as a fan and you're really pissed off, and then you've got in your inbox just pure negativity, and it's like, not now, please. Like I get it. I'm as pissed off as you are. But yeah, Bree just said it is. I don't know if it's probably popped up on a few of your phones. Vitor Hayes' move has now been confirmed, official. So Vitor Hayes will be off to Girona. We wish him well, and yeah, do you know what? Fingers crossed we don't need to bring him back this season. But it's good to know that if there is an injury, we can go and bring him back. Actually, one other thing I noticed, Kuzanov. I got Kuzanov's autograph, by the way. He was right in front of me. The guy's big for his, like, the guy is, you can tell the guy is very built. Very, very built. Right, you guys got anything coming up on your channel?
Yeah, watch along tomorrow, 7:30 we kick off Palmero. And then we've got post-match 7. Then we've got post-match Sunday night.
What time is kick-off?
8.
What, it's 8 o'clock tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have got a show with Graham Bailey if anyone wants to watch that.
You've done that already, right?
5 a.m. on a Sunday.
Yeah, that was on. Just saying, if people want to watch out, it is a really good show.
Yeah, 5 a.m. on a Sunday for me. I don't know yet.
Okay, yeah. 5 a.m. on a Sunday. God damn. I don't know about that one, Pat.
Gets better. You know what time Wolves is?
Yeah.
Can I just say, because some people will ask, I just need to say this on behalf of Alan. Alan's having a little bit of a timeout at the moment. Alan's going through some very difficult things, and I just want to, we could all just send our love, thoughts, and prayers to Alan and his family at this difficult time. Alan will be back on shows, but just for the foresee bullies.
Yeah, well, he was going to be on this morning, to be fair, but he's actually out with his mate. So, but yeah, you're spot on with sending off to him, man. Same time, I guess, look, he if anyone that chats to Alan on Twitter, he still wants to talk about football. So, yeah. And as for, there's been a few suggestions of people. So this weekend, I'm basically putting together the schedule. We'll be going throughout the whole season, and Hamza will be one. Hamza's someone that the only problem Hamza, because of his job, I'm trying to have the same show every week at this time. But Hamza will be on. He's been on the channel before. LB will be back, and we might have a few new additions as well. But watch out! I'll be releasing the schedule in the coming days by the end of next week. And actually, next week on the channel, every day, hopefully, we're going to have a rival from a different club just to discuss our season's expectations. So, right. On that note, we are going over to Never a Foul now, where we have the usual Friday lot, which is absolute mayhem. So please go over there, smash a like on the way in, and say South Stand Raid. Until then, let's play. Do you know what? Let's play the man himself.
I pay 300 million when Jack is only 30 million. Liverpool are getting scammed by 0.1 billion, and they're gonna have to pay for it. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la, Turkey, sha-la-la-la-la-la-la, Turkey, sha-la-la-la-la-la-la, Turkey, we ain't paying 300 million.